protect you from the shit stain on the underwear of life. This is the Truth 6'4". Los Angeles, California's relationship outlet, whatever you want. I don't know, what do you call it?
I don't know.
Frustrated
relationship show.
Sexually and emotionally frustrated.
We should turn this into like well, whatever, like I don't know, some sort of like cult following where we do like socials. And
I just want like dial-ins. I want people to call in and ask us questions.
Oh my god, yes.
Well, I guess we're gonna sort of do something like that with like our fourth chair right here. We have room for one more.
Someone that really needs help, and then 3 unqualified people to give them that help.
Hey, 2 unqualified, okay?
Well, I don't know, board. I don't know. I feel the least qualified here. I mean, board certified sex therapist.
No,
fisting
that's not
aficionado.
No, I was trained for a sex hotline. So
No.
So
Were you?
So
were
sex,
you the 900 whatever?
So sex therapists know
I'm over
so much
18.
more than me.
Call for a good
No,
time.
that is
Because you have that voice. You really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, there it
I
is.
really appreciate it.
Can we get more of that?
Now it's just getting awkward, so no. Okay. No, it's not whenever I say that, people always think that like I'm like a call, like, you know, like the
call girl.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I was trained to, like, if someone's like, hey, like a 13-year-old, if they're like, hey, like I just got like a condom stuck inside me, like I don't know what to do.
You know, that has happened. That has happened. I've had to.
You had to pull a condom
Yeah.
out of a.
Yeah,
a
I've had to do.
Hey, dude, you gotta pull a lot of shit out of there. Like those muscles are just like.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want that thing like,
How
you know,
cool.
I think that can cause infection, right? I mean, if that's left up in there for any
pelvic inflammatory disease,
like toxic shock or some shit.
Toxic
right?
shock.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there's I mean, it's whatever, but yeah, this
Damn.
happens. Yeah, it's real.
Okay, cool. That's cool that you're trained in that.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a call from me at 2 a.m. What does this mean?
So my friend, I mean, like, you know, again, like I said, I'm not a sex therapist, but you know, I know like random sex shit.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I guess so. And like, my friend, she's like, oh my god, like I had sex the other night, but like it's weird because like I'm having this feeling in my stomach like ever since. And I was like, yeah, you have battered cervix. And she was like,
Battered
what?
cervix?
It's like a real thing. It's
Wow.
like if you just get slammed by a dude, you can get something called battered cervix.
That doesn't.
Where he literally gives your cervix a black eye.
Listen. My cervix has definitely. I feel like if the cervix is, you know, okay, our vagina, contrary to what men want to believe, is only so deep. So it's like anything.
You hit the wall.
Yeah, anything past a certain size is going to hit the
there's
wall.
a back.
It's not the length that fucking matters. It's the width. Now, I mean, if you have a micro penis, then that's a different story.
I'd really like to see one
I would like to see one
in person.
I mean, the thing
micro-penis?
is, I'm
In
pretty
person.
sure I've seen what could almost be considered a micro penis.
No way.
Yeah.
A really itty bitty teeny
It was it was before I even knew what a micro penis was, and I was like, but I had been warned because it was someone from my past, and so I had known people who had seen such penis, and yeah, and
If
I
you were
was
to
warned.
guesstimate,
God, from memory,
inches. How many inches?
like 3.
Wow.
Wow,
This
I'd
is
love to see
This
it.
is handicapped.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what's funny? Oh my god! So I just have to tell you guys. So, I was in a 10-year relationship.
10 year?
Yeah.
You were like the longest I've ever been in. It's 5 months.
Yeah. 5 months. Okay, that
Well,
ended
since the
6
10-year
years
one,
ago.
since
Yeah,
the 10-year one, it's just been little spurts, right?
Yeah, it's been little fucking squirts, you know.
Right.
So anyway,
Unfortunately, right.
That are urine.
He was like, I guess he was my first, so I didn't really know. Like, he was decently sized, like he was well endowed, and so so then the next guy I was with, have you ever, this is a question for Stephanie because I don't think you'll understand this. Have you ever like been like, I'm gonna like switch up my look, and you go to the hairdresser and you out of nowhere you just like chop all your hair off, and then the next day you're showering or whatever, and you go to like
grab
wash
the
your hair and it's
you're
like,
like,
oh yes,
And it
okay.
just cuts off and you're
yes,
like,
yes.
I've used too much shampoo.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it was like, except just replace hair for dick. And And so I'm like,
This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Oh my God, it matters. Oh my God, it matters.
and the thing is I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, you can always tell how I'm feeling.
You can hide it.
So, no, literally, every single time I've ever, like, first acquainted myself with a man's penis, I always have like a moment pause, and they're always like, is everything okay? Like, every single time. And it's because I just need to take in the moment. I just need to
Okay,
assess
all
the
right.
situation.
Look, okay, unless you got like a 19-inch dick, okay. I mean, just like girls, I think all girls are a little worried about, like everything's odor or like everything's clean down there.
Aesthetics.
Right?
The
Yeah. Well,
aesthetics
I think guys are wanting that same sort of. I mean, unless you're like John North and whatever. But I mean, guys want that too, right? Yeah. Like.
Here's the other thing. Men are always going to think that they have a small dick. So I wrote this song, actually. It's
Will you
about...
perform it for us?
I absolutely will. I mean, it's better with my keyboard. No, it's about you.
Oh, okay.
And
is it about dick?
It's about having a small dick.
Was it for this guy right here?
And I want every single man to think it's about them.
Now, are you a little jaded? I've really learned a lot about you tonight.
I'm really not. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm not jaded at all.
I mean, it seems like you're picking off like the bottom of the garbage can when it comes to your dating selection. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about you, Christelle.
I should be jaded, but I'm not.
Well, jeez. I mean, this is my message for all guys. You got a small dick, and I wrote a song about it. Here it goes. Here it goes.
Okay, no, honestly, I wrote that song because I was just so angry in this moment, and I was like, what's the worst thing I could say to him? He has a small dick. Wow. And so I just wrote the song.
That's wild. Wow. You know what? I think I am way too big of a narcissist to care. I don't know. If you were to ask me to like really try hard and remember what the penis of anyone I've hooked up with looks like, I couldn't tell you.
Oh my God, I could tell you literally.
Care and I don't look at details, and I'm way more concerned about what I look like than what that. I don't even look at it. I'm like, ooh, I gotta.
No, I could literally, like, who are those people that, like, when a crime happens, you go and they sketch the face? Like, I could get a sketch photographer to just sketch every dick I've ever seen.
I can't remember a single one. And if I close my eyes and try really
like
hard.
bent spikes.
There was like,
can't remember. I don't remember which way it leans. I don't remember how long. Don't remember the girth.
Oh yeah, I remember all of it.
Literally anyone I have ever slept with. I don't remember their penis.
Yep.
So here's a note to all guys. If I've slept with you and you think that you are still currently rocking my world, I don't remember.
Right. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Sorry, guys.
I don't remember how it was.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah, I don't remember.
She knows what she looked like.
I know what I wore. I know how I did.
I never got that from you. I got that good old town, Hamilton or whatever, Naperville. Like I had that vibe off you. I didn't. Yeah, this is very LA now. You're sounding very LA.
That I'm a narcissist.
Yeah, you see, I'm an LA native, so if you're born in LA, like that's part of it. You're born a narcissist, then you have to like figure that out, hopefully or not, in your life.
Wow.
And you have to like live up to it.
Right. Yeah. You have to own it. You have to.
I'm saying narcissist because I'm hiding behind the real answer, which is I'm self-conscious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it narcissism because then people won't get down to what is real, which is I'm so self-conscious that I care way more about what's happening with me than what's happening with you.
What a thoughtful girl.
See, but here's the thing. I used to be like that, but once you can just like focus on the other person, it's so much better.
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
They say in acting you should put all your focus on the other. All the focus is on me.
Yeah, no, because it's like, also if you're concentrated on what you're insecure about and like, oh my God, like how do I look and like that can prohibit you getting an orgasm too.
Absolutely.
Or just having pleasure in general.
Wow.
Does that get in the way? Does that interfere like that?
Maybe.
Huh.
Maybe
I had a breakthrough with a board-certified sex therapist here.
Well, I can also tell you this. I have wild ADD and ADHD. Just wild.
Right, that's probably why you're such a good comedian.
Diagnosed, was medicated
so like when you're having sex,
years.
are you like, oh, this feels like a squirrel?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, right. See,
so I prefer to have sex with lights off and things like that because
you're in your head.
Then I can focus.
That's why you don't remember the dicks.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
I'm so easily easily distracted by any single thing, and it happens in every aspect of my life.
I almost
I'm distracted by
exclusively
everything.
have sex with the lights on.
Really?
I don't do it on purpose. It just like happens that way.
Well, guys are visual. I mean, yeah, guys want to see what's going on. I mean, guys want to see what's going on.
Like to be able to focus.
I need to focus. I am not medicated currently, so I need all the help I can get to focus in. Truly.
Wow.
Yeah, men are visual creatures.
Sex meditation.
Like men like even like, can we talk about like, you know, like pictures for a second? Because first of all, this is a whole nother topic, but dick pics. But let's go to the flip side, okay? I have so many guys that want like grotesque photos of me. You know, like I've only let one guy take a picture of like up close in my face. Like, yeah, and it was just the most like it's not attractive, especially after having sex for hours.
Oh,
that sounds like my worst fucking nightmare.
And he's like, it's hot. I'm like, ugh.
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta. I mean, guys are visual. Yeah, guys are.
You know, so like, you know, that particular person I trusted, so I was just like, okay, fine, whatever you want.
Well, now it's on the internet.
He would.
It's certainly in the cloud.
No.
That's in cyberspace.
It's in the cloud somewhere,
Yeah,
but I know this person.
Fucking Facebook.
This person will never share any of my stuff.
I have never taken
That's what he wants you to think, right? Every guy says that. Oh, I'll never share.
No.
I've never taken a nude photo, man, because all it took was me being in 7th grade and having my friends' nudes leak all over the fucking school, all over the school. Every
That's
guy,
statutory.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And every
punishment.
guy had her nudes on their phone. Mind you, we were all the same age, so it's not like older men, whatever. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And recently someone was like, "Oh, remember when those photos went around?" And I was like, "You guys are referencing a time when a 13-year-old's naked body went around.
Wrong.
Like it's so wrong."
Probably fucked her up.
It fucked her up, and it for sure fucked me up. I watched it happen, and I was like, I will never even take one because that was a very nice guy who you would never think would send him, and he sent him to everyone.
Right,
and I was like,
it's always the silent ones. It's psychopathic.
It's like I'm never ever gonna take them.
He's a sociopath.
So my ex-boyfriend, we had been dating for over a year, and he was like, he was out of the country. He's like, send me a photo. I was like,
in 7th grade?
You must not fucking know me. Well, this was not. I wasn't in 7th grade.
Okay.
This was my last boyfriend. I was in college at the time, and he's like, send a photo. I was like, I will not send you shit ever. Like I don't care because like I just don't want it existing. I just don't even want it in existence. Like you get to see it in person. Why do you need it on your fucking phone?
Here's the thing. Show people? No. Here's the thing, though. No, there is.
It's the jerk off reel.
No, not even, because I can tell you from personal experience.
The spank bank.
Like I don't use it as a spank bank, but I love like sending pictures and receiving pictures. Do not send me anything unless I specifically ask for it.
You got a lot of rules.
No. As someone that is receiving a dick pic, you need to be, that needs to be solicited. Okay. After we're dating and I've given you permission to do that, that's fine. But
never do it first, guys. Never do it first.
It's called consent. It's actually sexual assault, or not assault, but you know what's that called?
Say it like it is.
What the fuck is that shit called?
Well, I don't know. We don't have the fucking penal code in here. Jesus.
Can I share a very real story?
Judge.
Yeah, let me share you a very real. This is a very real thing that just happened. Okay. So
hot off the press.
Yeah, I'm still taking all of this in. Okay.
Let's have it.
So basically, I was in a public setting. There were a lot of people around, and I got on the Photos app on my phone. It had a little 1 on it, and I was like, I have a notification on the Photos app. This is so crazy. So I clicked the Photos app. And it says that one of my old headshot photographers, who I shot with in 2016, and we had this cloud album, he had added to the album. And I go,
oh no.
Oh great, he re-edited some photos of me, or maybe found some more. What is this? I click it. It was his penis. It was a couple of photos of his penis taken on an iPhone.
Police?
A couple photos of his penis taken on an iPhone, and my first reaction was shock, because you're a professional photographer. Why are you taking it on an iPhone?
Right.
Don't you have expensive equipment
amateur,
there?
Right.
Why didn't you watermark those like you watermark the rest of the pics? No, truly, I was fucking shocked. And And
how did you handle this?
I haven't. It's still on my phone. I can show you.
No, thanks.
What,
no,
you can show me though. Show me.
It's still on my phone. I don't know what to do because I really think it was an accident.
Oh no, you didn't confront him?
No,
I haven't spoken to him. He shot me one time.
Hey, by the way,
2016.
just want to let you know that you accidentally shared your fucking dick.
It's weird. I don't know how it was so weird. So I immediately
how do you do this? How do you do this? Accidentally sending your genitalia to the wrong person.
Okay, no, wait, hold on.
But
I
listen,
had this
there
issue.
were 6 photos added. 2 of them were dick pics, and the other 4 were like a car wash and like a beautiful photo of outside.
So you really
I think it was an accident.
I want to tell you guys
Maybe we can
something.
get the opinion of the sex.
Yeah, let's get your opinion on this. Was it an accident?
Well, listen, I had this issue with my phone, okay? And it was like a couple years ago, and I do have some photos on my phone that I wouldn't want everyone to see. And my phone started doing, we called it the phantom phone, because it would just start like texting gibberish to people. And I would have
these phones are fucking scary.
And I would have
dangerous.
I would have absolutely. It would just be like, but it would be like spaces between it, so it was like texting something. And I was like, okay, this is fucked up. And then it started just sending random photos from my photo gallery
To the cloud.
No, texting it to people. Texting photos to people.
Go to the Apple Store. Go to the Apple Store right now. Burn it. Kill it with fire.
Listen,
Kill it with fire. I would light the phone on fire.
Yeah,
It was
these
like
phones are
the
from the
most
devil.
stressful thing in my life because I was like I was afraid to even touch my phone, and I kept on going to the Apple Store, and sometimes they're just the devil. And it took
these phones are from Satan. These phones are fucked.
These phones are fucked, and I would, if my phone started sending photos, I would freak out. I don't have any nude photos on my phone, but I have screenshots, and that's worse. I have screenshots
of
where
yourself?
of me shitting on people.
Okay, so here's
screenshots of like people's bullshit that I've screenshotted to send to other people because I'm a bitch.
Yeah, it's kind of a girl thing.
Are you a closet bitch? Are you a closet bitch like that?
Well, that's not. That's actually not bitchy. Like that's like common.
I have, it's probably bitchy or like really zoomed in on photos that someone, like I have some bitch content on my phone that if that got sent to the, I would need to kill it with
this
fire.
Girl is a
if my phone started sending things, I would need to douse it in gasoline, light it on fire, attach it to bricks, throw it in the lake.
Yeah.
And they were going to because I have contacts on my phone that I haven't talked to in years, and because you never know when you might need to.
It's texting you like
you might need to contact Joe Malillo from high school.
Post. It's texting them the selfie you didn't post. Like you took 5, posted 1. It's sending one of the other 4.
Or like,
what a nightmare.
Or like when people are you want to show them something on your phone, you have to like go to your photos, and like I'm always kind of like, okay, can you not look over my shoulder because I have to scroll past a couple things.
Yeah. You're like my dog, a dick, my dog, my boobs, a dog, my food, 3 dicks, different colors.
Right. I mean,
hey, I'm an equal opportunist.
I got to tell you there.
Christelle, so you're single and looking. You said you're very single. You said
I'm very single. I'm not necessarily looking. I'm open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Different.
So all homeless guys in the 818.
Hey guys,
listen
hit me up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how can we help you? How can we improve this? Because I think you deserve a little better quality. I'm going to be honest with you.
Here's the thing. She hit the nail right on the head because it's
what
not
was
that
it? I missed it. What was it?
It's not that I don't appreciate someone who's, financially stable.
Yeah, right. I mean, why would you not go for that? I mean,
because it's not my number one priority. It just isn't. Like, what's important to me is adventure and connection. And
it's no more adventurous than homeless. That has got to be the adventure of a fucking lifetime. Like, where do I poop right now?
What's interesting,
or the other interesting one is where do I eat? It's got to be that's a daily adventure.
So,
but I'm more drawn to people who figure that out on a daily basis than people who are just like.
Yeah, but I mean, do you really want this person like involved in your life like that? That's like.
Well, ultimately, the answer is no. But I think that there's got to be some balance, and I have to find that.
So where are you? So other than the phone and this international dating scene, whatever, how else are you helping yourself here?
Oh, I'm not. Right. I mean, I'm just living my life, living my best life.
Yeah, no, that's it though. That's the right path.
And I think that especially past me or like me a few years ago, I was like, oh my god, like where are all the guys, blah blah blah. But the thing is like focus on what you fucking love to do, and then you're gonna end up just like meeting people. They're gonna be great friends mostly.
That's probably why we click so well. I mean, that really is there really is an answer there. I mean, you're really supposed to be working to be the best version of yourself, right? And then on that journey, we find our Julians, so to speak.
We all need to find a Julian.
We do. Yeah. Where's my Julian? Julian? Do you go both ways, my man? Filipino?
Or maybe she's
Filipino, Irish.
Jillian.
Yeah, you gotta find your Jillian.
So you pursued him. You pushed him into
that's a big
party,
deal.
right?
That's a big deal.
Was it that way with sex too? Were you like, get naked?
We're gonna do this.
You get naked. I want to ride your face with my diarrhea.
I think probably because he's very sweet, and I don't think he would have gone for that. I think I probably initiated that, and that's a big deal to me. Pursuing someone and initiating those things is important to me because obviously, you're hearing a lot of talk of consent right now, and it's a really important, serious issue. Like, because a lot of times, for a long time, girls were taught to play hard to get, and so then boys were then taught. Yeah, so then boys were then taught that no means yes, because the girl's playing hard to get, and you have to really pry. That is horrible. That is horrible for men, and it's horrible for women. So I make it very clear: no means no, and yes means yes. So if it's no, I'm going to tell you no, and that doesn't mean you should keep pushing. That means no. And if it's yes, then I will make it abundantly clear it's yes. I will hit on you. Yeah. I will pursue you. I will ask you out, because I hate it when people are like, "Oh, you smiled at me. I know you're into me." I'm like, "No, I smile at you because I'm a person."
I think that is why I don't get approaced, because I avoid eye contact like the fucking plague, and I make a lot of eye contact with people in my life.
Okay, so we already know. Look, guys are really struggling right now. Guys right now are really struggling, and most guys that don't have, let's say, like a well-developed game, or guys that are not alphas, or guys that have insecure, whatever, guys are struggling right now. I mean, we don't know how to approach, and so that doesn't surprise me. Or the dick pics, I think that's definitely happening from like disparity.
Yes.
Like we just don't know what else to do. So maybe you're like this. Right?
But I'd say let's change the discourse. Women, rise up. If you are into a guy, let him know you're into him.
Yes,
don't be afraid.
That's a great movement.
Because, and I think that's the important thing for, like, that's what the conversation should be also, or this should be in the conversation when discussing consent, is like, ladies, it is a very dated idea that you have to wait for like a man to pursue you. Like, fuck that. Pursue them. And like, so then, there's never a question of like, I think if both sexes were pursuing each other equally, there would be a lot of less, haze when it comes to like, is she into it? Is she not into it? Am I, pushing too hard or whatever? It's like, if she's into it, we will all know. We will all know. And so ladies, if you're into it, pursue it. Go for it. Like, that's sexy too. Hot. A woman that knows what she wants is sexy.
Yes, that is hot.
Yes, yeah. And I think that, that's definitely true. But then you've got to also look at, people are different. Everyone's different. And you've got to look at personalities. You've got to look at gender studies. You've got to look at a whole bunch of things. And that's kind of generalizing in itself. But I think that it's okay, and it's completely feminist to want to be pursued as well, because that's a preference. Totally. So it's like, if you're a guy and you like to pursue. If you're a girl who likes to pursue. If you're a girl who likes to be pursued, I don't think that it's necessary for them to, I think that that's what brings and draws people together. And that's the thing, is that we have all this other confusion and all these distractions that we can't just focus on what naturally is energetically what naturally happens.
Yeah, it's just so tough, because I've been in so many experiences that a man has interpreted my no to mean yes, which really is horrible. It's fucking horrible, especially when I have lived my entire life making it abundantly clear that that no means no, yes means yes. I had a guy that pursued me all through college. While I had a boyfriend, before I had a boyfriend, after I had a boyfriend, pursued. He would ask me out. I would always say no. He would come up, he would find me at every party, tell me how beautiful I looked, and he would pursue. And I was like, no. And I was like, you are very persistent. That's awesome. I don't know what to tell you without slapping you in the fucking face or calling or getting a restraining order. Stop following me. I've made it abundantly clear I'm not interested. When I was in a relationship and you were pursuing me, I was not interested. I'm not interested after. And like, you know, there are probably girls that love to be pursued. Go pursue them. I'm not interested. And it became a situation of almost harassment where it was just like, please leave me alone. You know, I'm talking to someone, even a friend who's male, and I'm talking to someone, and you're coming up to me because you think that the romantic thing to do is to keep pushing. It's like,
well, they always say, right? It's like the line between crazy and romantic is very fine, and usually it's whether you're attracted to that person or not.
Right.
If you're not attracted to the person and they've done this grand gesture, it's like they're crazy, they're stalkers. But if this person does this grand gesture and you're really into them, you're like, oh my god, it was like so.
You're like,
romantic.
I can't believe that this is our story now. It's our story. He pursued me for all 4 years of college. It was crazy.
Right.
I said no. He continued to pursue me, and finally, I gave it a shot, and now we're married. And I can see why that was the narrative going through his head. But I would like look him in the eye and be like, "You're an amazing person. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in having a relationship with you, a sexual relationship, a romantic relationship. We can be friends. I don't see how that would ever work because we've never been friends. But you know, if that's what you'd want, I'm interested in that. But like, that's it." And he's like, "I'll see you next week."
That's some, that's some Casanova shit right there. You know, I think that guy's playing to his own head right there, right?
Yeah, I think he's
definitely not
developed this
reading
whole
you.
narrative.
Right,
yeah, well, I was so
cartoonized
blunt.
you.
Yeah, I was so blunt about it.
Yeah.
And
most not all women can be that blunt, you know. I think it takes a certain kind of confidence.
You gotta
for
be
a
like
woman
Roseanne Barr to respond to those kinds of approaches, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's obnoxious.
I'm Roseanne Barr. I don't support Trump, though.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh man, listen. Yeah, we don't
even need to get into that.
That's we're in a political mess. That's another thing.
Yeah.
But that bleeds everything.
Well, yeah, we are
related.
just stressed the fuck out right now as a society, right? We're just like,
Well,
everyone's
also
just
there's
on
all
edge.
this really confusing messaging going on because you have this incredible, you know, women rising up specifically in the entertainment industry and speaking out against sexual harassment and sexual assault, and then you have our current administration
grab her by the pussy
talking about
What?
grabbing women by the pussy.
Who said this?
You don't know? Do you watch the news?
I'm unplugged, girl. I'm on an island.
I mean, I do not watch the news, but I know
who
grab
said
her.
this? Who said
in
this?
short,
Grab a
Trump.
pussy?
In short, Trump had an interview with Billy Bush back in the day.
Billy Bush.
Yeah. And there's audio of Trump saying, if you're famous, you could do anything you want to a girl. You could just grab her and kiss her. You could just grab her by the pussy. And this came out before he was elected, by the way. Wow. This was while the election was happening. And we thought this was going to end it. Yeah. We're like, there's no way people will vote for him. He used the word, he literally said to grab a girl by the pussy, which is not what you do with the pussy.
Wow. I mean, I've heard it like,
no, that really happened.
Take a bull by the horns, but grab a girl by the pussy.
Grab her by the pussy. That's what he says. So you've got mixed messages.
You know, I just and maybe this is for the next segment, but I also want to talk about when women are in some way sexually harassed, and then there's the comment of what they were wearing. You know, and it's like nothing is an invitation.
That is a huge conversation when it comes to the sexual harassment, sexual assault world.
Nothing is.
They say this: a woman was raped. They go, well, what was she wearing?
Literally, okay.
Was she wearing a short skirt? Then she was asking for it. Was she wearing spaghetti straps? Then she was asking for it.
Okay.
So there's this day that happens once a year. It's called Denim Day. Shout out to Denim Day. It's very important because a girl who was raped was wearing jeans or something, and they were claiming that something about her shorts. She was wearing jean shorts that were short or something. And
saying like she brought it upon herself.
Yes. And so there's one day a year where women wear denim in support of
that incident.
Yeah. Am I asking for it now?
And incidents
I have a friend who in protest went completely nude, had tape over her nipples and over her genitals, and painted on her body says, "I'm still not asking for it." And it was in a ton of papers because it's like it's not an invitation. And here's where it starts. Here's where it starts. When you are a kid, when you are a girl in school, they tell you are not allowed to wear spaghetti straps. You are not allowed to wear a skirt. You're supposed to do the finger thing where you stand up and put your arms down, and if your skirt goes above your hand,
what about this finger thing?
Yeah, when your skirt goes above your hand, it's too short. So I was told as a kid. So I went through puberty really early. Okay, I was that one girl with huge boobs before anyone had them. So just as much as it took the school by surprise, it fucking took me by surprise.
That's a lot to deal with.
I didn't know how I was supposed to dress.
That, right.
I didn't know. So I was wearing what everyone else was wearing. But I looked very, quote unquote, inappropriate in what I was wearing because, I was a D cup and, whatever. And so I used to get called to the vice principal's office. I want to name drop so badly, but I was called to her fucking office every single day. And
about your boobs?
Yeah, about my outfit.
And she wanted to see your outfit.
She would call my mom and say,
what the fuck?
She would say, she's distracting the boys in school.
This is fucking...
She needs to change.
This
she's
did not
distracting the boys.
scar you for life?
It did scar me for life. Because this is the whole topic is little girls are taught that they need to dress a certain way so they don't distract the boys. How about you teach a boy
to grow up with
his...
So do you have boob issues now? Is did you ever...
It's deeper rooted than that.
Yeah,
it's not as superficial as
boob issues. I mean, I also used to have guys grab my boobs and slap my ass in the hallway starting in 6th grade. 6th grade.
I'm sorry.
They would come and spank me. They would grab my chest. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, I'm getting attention that I both like and dislike at the same time. Yeah, because I'm like, this probably is inappropriate, but also boys that never talk to me are giving me this attention, and so what do I do with it? So I would just go, cool. And I did it for many years. It wasn't until later that I unpacked that and was like, whoa, that was really fucked up that used to happen.
As an adult, this happened 2 years ago. I was in a sports league, and I was in the middle of playing my game, and one of my teammates grabbed me by the nipple.
Sorry, that's not funny.
How did they know where it was?
He has really good fucking aim. I don't know.
Oh, it was a guy.
It was a guy.
I thought it was a girl.
No, it was a cisgender straight male.
Okay.
Not that should fucking
What's
matter.
Cisgender?
It means that you were...
It means you're assigned male at birth and you identify and express as a male. You are a cisgender male.
Oh, okay, got it.
Dudes like you.
Cisgender.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't matter what his how he identifies his gender or his sexuality. None of that should matter. But that is what it was, and I was so flabbergasted. And it happened in front of... I'm an adult, and it happened in front of all of these people, some of whom are my best friends. And it's like, not everyone saw what happened, but there was one girl standing right next to me, and I just looked at her for some kind of... I was in shock, but some kind of support, and she goes, they always do that to me. And I was like, oh my God. And then he approached me again while we were playing, and he was trying to put his hands down my chest to touch my crotch, and he was like, just let it happen. And I was like, okay.
This is creepy.
No, I swear to God, this happened in real life.
You'd be surprised at how often these kinds of things happen.
That's really difficult.
And to make matters worse is I'm a pretty straightforward straight shooter, and I had one of my guy friends found out that it happened, and he was like, no, you need to go to the league manager. And I was like, no, I don't want any drama. I just don't want to. And so then he told the league manager behind my back, and the league manager comes and he's like, do you want me to kick him out? And I was like, I don't want anything to happen. It was all of a sudden this super victim-y, where the fuck did this girl come from? But that's the deep root. It's not that people are, that she's like, oh, now I have a boob complex. It's that when someone does something like that,
it affects you on a deep level.
It's like we're programmed to respond in a certain way. It's like, well, I wasn't even dressed like that, or it's like, no. Fucking fucking don't touch my body.
Yeah.
Maybe this is where like you got some like that ADD stuff going on, like like you're just nervous about that.
Well, no, I've had ADD since I was like born. I was
you're talking like borderline personality disorders, schizophrenic. I got everything going on, so no judgment, right?
Yeah, no. I think also what you bring up an important point, which is like, I think a lot of men, at least a lot of the ones I've spoken to, have this idea in their head that like, oh, if you're sexually assaulted, why didn't you come forward? Why didn't you say something? And they're like, well, you must not have been because you didn't say anything. Or they're saying, these women, or they're going, these women are coming out of the woodwork now and talking about Bill Cosby and talking about whatever. And it's like, why didn't you say anything earlier? It's like, because would you?
Right, yeah.
Because I
would just rather pretend it didn't fucking happen. I would rather go through my life, never look at that person again, and pretend it didn't fucking happen. And so then that's like the big issue too.
Beyond the emotional trauma of having to relive that over and over and over again to prove, but also
and then sometimes, most of the time, they find him innocent. So then you have to sit there knowing this happened, and you have to look everyone in the eye when they say you lied.
Yeah, how is it that I've been arrested, like 3 times in the last 5 years, and there's guys getting away with this shit? This is fucking crazy.
I think what's the statistic?
Are you listening,
statistic? Like 80% of guys get away with it, or something.
Dude,
only 20% get.
That's only
convicted?
like when we account for.
And
the
that's
people
only
that
when
come
we report
forward.
it.
Yeah.
Which is like never.
God,
okay, what have you been arrested for?
Luck.
I have to know.
I should be running around grabbing boobs and ass, man.
No,
I'm in the wrong business.
You definitely shouldn't. But here's why you're saying guys have such a tough time right now. It's because there are so many guys running around doing this shit that girls don't trust you. Because why should I believe that you're not this guy? Why should I believe that you're different?
Well, I don't think my tattoos. I think I got like a little bit of a rough look too. I think I got a few things working against me.
There's this great meme, and it's like the top half is like, what a guy worries about before he goes on his date. Is the girl going to offer to pay half the dinner check? Well, and then wait, hold on. And then on the bottom, it's like a girl's worst, like their worst thought going into the date or whatever. And it's like, am I going to get raped tonight? And it's so fucking true. It's so fucking true.
The things that women have been conditioned to these days, but yeah.
Side note, that's why I always have fucking mace with me. And the other day I was picking up food.
Christelle, I think you're a little bitter. You're a little scarred. You've been hurt.
Every girl has.
I think that everybody.
She's got to go get
hopeless romantic.
No, I am absolutely a hopeless romantic. But it doesn't mean that you don't have experiences, and it doesn't mean that you don't take care of your fucking self.
Right.
I am an independent woman, and it's my responsibility to take care of myself and advocate for myself.
Right.
So how does carrying mace mean that I am scarred?
I don't know.
You'd be shocked at how many girls have pepper spray on their keychain.
Yeah. So the other day I'm standing at getting food, and this police officer looks over to me and he's like, nice mace.
Fuck the police.
And I thought, because I think it might be illegal to have mace, and so I thought he might give me shit about it.
No, not your can, but yeah, the bear mace.
So, yeah.
And the riot control.
So I didn't know.
C4,
and I was just
C4,
like,
that's what they use in prison for cell extractions?
Right, yeah, that's what, I had that in my truck.
Whatever.
I have to write the governor now if I want some firearm and shit.
So then the police officer was like, I said to him, because I didn't know at this point, now I know, but at this point I didn't know if it was illegal, and I said, being a single woman in Los Angeles for the last almost a decade, yes, I carry mace on my keychain. And he goes, you know what he said? He goes, are you still single?
As if, I have a man to protect me now. I'm good. I don't need pepper spray anymore.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. And he goes, don't worry. And I was like, I'm not worried. First of all,
like, you're touching me.
First of all, I'm not worried. Yeah. And then he goes, good luck. I'm like, what the fuck? And that's another problem. It's like, a woman is not of value until she finds a man. Oh my God, you must be like so
Who
sad.
says that?
Okay, here's a weird thing. When guys hit on me in bars, so my roommate was witnessing an exchange where this guy was hitting on me. I clearly am in a relationship, but I just said, I'm not interested. And he said to me, my roommate said to me, why don't you say, I have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
And I said, because it pisses me off that guys respect another man more than they respect me. What you respect, if I said, I have a boyfriend, they go, I don't want to fuck with another guy's meat, versus me going, I'm not interested in you. Shouldn't that be enough? Shouldn't you respect me enough to?
Yeah,
be like,
but we're all fucked up. I mean,
I don't want to. Like, you don't deserve that information from me. You don't deserve to know anything about me except for the fact that I'm not interested, and like, I will continue to push that narrative.
The same thing goes when you are interested, and I've experienced this numerous times. When you are interested in someone, but you don't want to fuck them, and it doesn't mean that you will never want to fuck them. But I don't want to fuck you right now. I don't have the urge to fuck you. The date I went on the other night was so amazing.
I didn't know you went on a date the other night.
I mentioned it like 5 times.
What? Well, dude, I got mental health issues.
How did you meet the guy? How'd you meet the guy?
It was an app, but it was somebody I'd matched with like years ago. I don't even remember. Like probably
what
Bumble.
app?
Bumble?
Probably Bumble. Yeah.
How'd it go? Where did he take you?
Okay, so it was amazing. We went to Korean barbecue, and he was like so funny, and I felt really comfortable.
Yeah, what did he
with
look like? You got a picture?
He was like,
what the fuck? Where are the deets, man?
He was half black, half what the fuck? He was like Samoan, I think, half Samoan.
He doesn't have a teeny weeny. That guy probably doesn't. Right.
It doesn't even fucking matter.
Oh, you didn't like him?
So no, I really liked him, and then he's like, I want to spend more time with you, and I was like,
that means he wants to have sex.
Okay, and he's like, let's go get dessert, and I was like, so fucking full. We were at fucking Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
So
you didn't tell me about any of this. I swear.
So then we went and we got a drink near my place, and everything was so different, and I didn't understand it. And then like he kind of grazed. He had been kind of grazing my butt, and I was like, "You're getting a little handsy."
Yeah, he was trying to break the touch barrier.
Then he grazed my nipple, and I was like, "Okay, that was not an accident." And I called him out on it.
You have very popular breasts.
I apparently do, and I called him out on it, and he was like, "Oh no!" And then he's like, "I said, okay, so if I said that I want to go fuck right now, and he's like, I wouldn't. Oh no, no."
Dude, this guy.
But then, no. I'm getting to the point, which is that his whole argument became, well, why can't we just have sex? And I was like, because I don't want to. And he's like, yeah, but like we gotta seize the moment, and like
really pathetic
you're
shit.
Attractive, I'm attractive,
blah
blah blah. I had this Australian guy like years ago. He's like, I don't understand. You're hot, I'm hot. Like, why can't we have sex?
Maybe you know this, maybe you don't know this, but there is sometimes a Hulk thing that happens with a guy. Where a very nice guy, amazingly nice, really cares, about like this was an experience I had with someone who was sort of a friend, and we were friends, and we like start making out. That's it. That's all. It was just a little thing, it's just like whatever, and we can just end it here. He takes my hand, puts it on his dick. I was like, no. No. I was just, we're just friends.
Shit.
Wait. Then he goes ape shit and starts yelling at me.
Right, yeah.
He goes, how fucking dare you? Why would you kiss me if you didn't want to fuck? What's wrong with you? And yelling at me, and like, it's like, just get the fuck out of here. I have blue balls now. What's wrong with you?
Right, yeah, it's your fault.
Screaming, yelling at me. I'm like,
look, I mean,
I never should have even talked to you.
I mean, like, in the wild, okay, like the male lion, he doesn't ask, he just goes and mounts, and that's it.
Right.
And it's not, maybe there's something like that going on. No, like, the male silverback gorilla, he's not.
It's just
no. There are social cues that are happening.
I don't think so. I think they pretty much just go and do it.
And if they're not, then that's called animal rape.
Well, I mean, this is like, do we need to watch like Nat Geo on YouTube?
Yeah, I absolutely do. But here's the thing: like, animals communicate in different ways than humans do.
And in a lot of different species, the female actually chooses her mate. So the men, like, there are certain birds of paradise that you'll see, and the men are like dancing around, and they're like me, and the woman goes
birds of fucking paradise.
You. And the woman pecks on over him.
Isn't that a plant? A bird's of paradise? Isn't that like
it is.
Garden flower or something?
I don't know. It might not actually be a bird, but I did see.
They were birds. Did she say birds of paradise? She meant birds in paradise.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know what I said or what I meant. No, I know that these birds I just saw in Planet Earth that are like these male birds, and they dance around and they show their feathers, and the female like picks, and in penguins it's like that. Like the men will fight each other and do whatever.
mallard ducks. Mallard ducks is like that too.
It is kind of up to the women in a lot of species.
You know who are
actually
fucking rapey?
Well, definitely in the human species, that's for sure.
Dolphins. Dolphins are fucking rapey. Also,
Are what? Rapey?
Yeah, they're really rapey.
They're also really smart. Apparently.
Also, seals. Seals are fucking rapey. They get all
very complex.
Do you see all like the scars? A lot of those scars are from each other because they're like.
That's really gross.
Yeah.
So wait, I want to go back to what did you go to jail for? You said you've been arrested 3 times.
I have,
in the last...
I do. I have, actually, actually, the last one I was under investigation for. They were actually after me for 3.5 months before they caught on to me, and then true story. They showed up on my front porch, looking like they were going paintballing. I mean, they were so basically.
The SWAT team?
No. So what happened was a warrant was issued for my arrest.
For what?
So my cases are closed, and I also have custody thing with my son. Right. So I actually cannot talk about my case.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, so no joke. So a warrant was issued for my arrest. There were 4 guys, 2 guys in the street with guns pointing at my front door, and 2 guys at my front door, and they were really like dressed up in paintball gear. Like they were tactical. They were a martial task force, and their job was to go around and serve arrest warrants. That's all they did. Mm-hmm. And so, like, huge fucking drama scene. My street was they closed my street off, and like this is like a family neighborhood, and like my sister knows the lady across the street, and so I actually asked them if we could come in the house because they were making such a scene. But that was the last time that I was arrested.
You got brought out in cuffs.
I got brought out
of the neighborhood.
Yeah, it brought on a huge scene. In total, there were 2 unmarked and 2 marked cars in the street. Yeah, and so my street was blocked off completely for about 45 minutes while this bullshit was going down. But yeah, I mean, if you're listening to LAPD, fuck you. And straight up, I mean, the state of California has tried to put me away twice, and that's no joke. One time for 7 years, and then the other time for I don't know. It's just So fuck you, state of California too. But Judge Bird. Love you. Thank you.
Bless you, Judge Bird.
Yeah, Christine Bird.
Judge Bird in paradise, baby. She's picking her mate. She's fucking cool.
Yeah, no, Judge Christine Bird, you got it, and Colleen Toy White. Love. But yeah, that's my story. But yeah, you can't put me down. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm like, I don't know. I walk on water on the weekends. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
And like the time I got arrested, no. But, I've never been arrested.
You know what's interesting? Is jail and prison relationships, because a lot of people meet significant others while they're locked up, and they have actually like this incredible relationship because there's no physical contact. So it's just one mind to another mind. Well, it's just through letters and love.
I mean,
like there are a lot of relationships that
Christelle,
actually work.
We have Christelle, a house resident expert.
You dated someone in prison?
No, she's this no touch. This virtual.
Yeah. Did you? Well, were you in jail or prison or both?
Well, okay. So jail. Yeah. So jail is for state and county, state level offenses, right? And prison is just for everyone that doesn't know. Federal. Well, no. So okay. So prison. Okay. So prison is for federal level crimes. Okay. And believe it or not, it's mostly like white collar, money laundering, wire fraud.
Depends on the prison.
Yeah. It also depends on the prison. Okay. And then then jail is for your state level offenses, county and state level offenses, and that's how it hashes out. And so probation is for your jail terms, and parole is for your prison terms, right? So that is how it hashes out. The other thing I want to put out there is, if you're ever arrested or detained, do whatever you can to bail out. The way it sort of works is if you can get yourself out of jail, and if you're not looking at like some sort of DNA incriminating evidence or like a first-degree murder charge, if you can bail out and fight your case, you have a great chance of staying out of jail for your sentence. If you cannot get out of jail and you stay in jail while you're doing your court dates, very likely they're going to come down with just more jail time because you're already fucking
there. Yeah, you're already there. Right. And not to mention you're walking in the orange jumpsuit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're looking fucked.
Yeah. Whereas like you walk in a suit and you're like, I didn't do it. I believe.
Yeah. So that was actually part of my strategy on both. That story I just told you where they came and took me right off my front porch. I was out the next morning to my neighbor's shock and awe. Nobody could believe it. I was out taking my trash out, and my neighbors saw me, and I'm like, hey! You know, they couldn't believe it. Yeah, and so you bail out.
Where was the bailout? What was the bailout?
Well, so I was at holding cell right here in Van Nuys. I was bailed out by the next morning, and so
was it hundreds or thousands to bail you out?
It's always thousands. It's never hundreds. It's always multiple of thousands. But yeah, so do what you can. Sell a car, call in all your favors. But yeah, and then you get out, fight your case, and then you can usually get like a favorable outcome. So
and hopefully time served.
Yeah. Well, you fight your case. I win my cases. I don't try to. But you know, let's cut it there, ladies, for tonight. I think tonight was a success. Yeah. You know, let's. I'm sure. I think we all have fun. I think we keep going. So yeah, I think we can all reflect on tonight or whatever. I think we produced enough footage.
Oh yeah.